today I'm going to be talking about my top 20 favorite A24 movies. So if you know me, you know that A24 is my absolute favorite production company. I love it so much. They do have some films that I'm not a huge fan of, but the top 20, all very good. So yeah, let's check. I've seen 47 films by A24, so here's my top 20. So starting out with number 20, we have Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems. How did she say it? Uncut Gems. You know the video. So this movie is about. Let me bring up the description. Okay, so it's a jeweler in New York City, played by Adam Sandler, and basically it's just this like journey of him trying to get the stone back, and it's kind of anxiety inducing. I rated it 4 stars. Thought it was pretty good. I definitely need to give this one a rewatch because I haven't watched it in a long time. So yeah, and then number 19 is by the same directors, Good Time. I enjoyed this one a little bit more than Uncut Gems. I actually liked it a lot more the first time I saw it, and then when I rewatched it, I liked it a little less, but it's still a really good one. Robert Pattinson's in it. It's pretty much just another like anxiety inducing like journey where Robert Pattinson's trying to get his brother back. And yeah, so then number 18 is 20th Century Women. The cast is really good for this. Elle Fanning, Greta Gerwig, other people. And yeah, it takes place in the 70s, and it's just like a coming of age story about this young boy and these women who like help him grow up. And then number 17, I need to rewatch this one ASAP, but it is Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's about, he finds out he has like a double who's an actor, and just a lot of weird stuff going on. If you're scared of spiders, you probably shouldn't watch it. There's a lot of spider imagery, but yeah, it's a very good one. So then next is Room. This one's very sad. It's about a woman who gets trapped in this room for many years, and she has a child while she's in there, and the child, that's all they've ever known is the room. So I believe it's based off a true story. It's very depressing, but it's also like kind of heartwarming at times. Then 15, this is where we're getting into like some favorites of all time. So 15 is Saint Maude. This one was delayed a lot because of COVID, but it's about this caretaker, and she takes care of this dance instructor. She's very religious, Maude, like the main character, and yeah, religion plays a big part in this movie. I love movies that are about religion, but also horror movies. Just has a lot of great imagery, and it's a pretty interesting story. Next is a documentary. I think this is the only documentary I've seen from A24. They don't have very many, but this one is Amy. It's about Amy Winehouse, and I love her. This documentary is very sad. It's about kind of like her downfall, like leading to her death, and just like, her early career and stuff like that. What a beautiful person. Very sad. And then 13 is Moonlight. This is kind of low, but like this movie is like amazing, but it's low on this list kind of just because like it didn't like personally connect with me as much as some of the other movies did, but it is like an amazing movie. I rated it 5 stars. Yeah, like this one is about a man like in 3 different stages of his life, coming to terms with him being gay, and it's just so beautifully made. I'm from Florida. The director is also from Florida, so I feel like that's kind of fun. Yeah, it's just a very beautiful film. Won Best Picture. Yeah, gotta watch it. Then next is Under the Skin. This film's very unique. I like the filming approach, like from what I've heard about it. It's pretty much just Scarlett Johansson, and she picks up these men in like a van, and she's an alien, and she kind of like, yeah, I don't want to like spoil much, but she just goes around like picking up men. This one is pretty interesting, also very cool visuals. And then number 11 is The Witch. I love the ending to this especially. Anya Taylor-Joy is amazing in it. It's about this family in 1600s New England, and there's like a few kids, and one of the kids goes missing, so then that kind of starts like a whole adventure. Then there's First Reformed, and we're on number 10 now. First Reformed is another religious movie. It's beautiful. Again, I love the ending for this one, but it's just very insightful, and it has a lot to do with like religion, obviously, and then environmental impact and like how we play a role in like what the world is like. And it's just, it makes you think a lot, and it's kind of depressing. Yeah. And then number 9 is one of my most rewatched movies ever. It's Ex Machina. I love this movie. It's about AI, and basically this guy wins a trip to go see like the founder of his like company he works for, this tech company, and the man is making an AI, and they have to do like tests on her. It's so good. A lot of little twists. It's just an amazing film. Keeps on your toes. The number 8 is Mid-90s. I love this movie. I love all of these. Mid-90s is a coming of age about these skaters. It's all surprisingly, it's kind of surprising that like I would like this so much, just because it's like all boys. Typically I don't really like movies that much. They're like, the cast is like predominantly men, but like it just hits. Like it's so good. And it's really heartwarming. I love the main character. Next is, I believe, one of the most beautiful movies ever made. Very controversial. It seems like a lot of people on Letterboxd hate this movie, but it's called Waves. Another movie that takes place in Florida, which is fun. It's pretty much about this family, and they go through a tragedy, and so they're kind of dealing with that. Like the first half is like them, living life, and then there's a tragedy, and then the second half kind of switches up, and then it's like them dealing with shit that's going on. Yeah, it makes me cry. Like it's not like super depressing, but like it's just so pretty. The soundtrack's amazing. Tyler's in it, Frank Ocean's in it, Amy Winehouse is in it. So good. Just cinematography is beautiful. I don't get why so many people don't like this film. It's just because the director is white and there's a black cast, but like, it's so good. Anyway, so then the next film, also so beautiful, very like, I feel like it expands your mind, but also makes you like really depressed and think a lot about life. It's A Ghost Story. And this one, regardless of like the title and how it sounds, it's not like a horror movie or like anything superficial. It's like about a man who dies, and he lives his afterlife just like in his house, like as a ghost, and he's like seeing what goes on in his house after he's dead. And it's just so, I don't know what to say. It kind of leaves you speechless. Like it's just so beautiful. And this one's a short one. I would check all of these out, but like this one I feel like is pretty underrated from A24. The next one, we're in the top 5. The next one is The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Very unique film. It's about this family, and the dad is a heart surgeon, and I don't know what to say without spoiling it. He's been hanging out with this kid, not in like a sexual way. He's like been hanging out with this kid, and you kind of like see why when the story develops, but things start going wrong, and it affects like him and his family. It's pretty dark. Again, the ending is really great. This is Yorgos Lanthimos. This is my favorite director. Yeah, very unique. Weird tone. All the talking is very strange, but it like has a purpose. Like you'll see what I mean if you watch it. Like they just talk really strange, and they're kind of like emotionless. I believe this movie is on Netflix, so give it a watch. Then number 4, this one's a very popular one, but it's Ladybird. This movie is just so relatable to me in my life, and I just feel like it's beautifully made. And yeah, like just pretty much every aspect. It's just about this teenager who's a senior in high school in the early 2000s, and just her relationship with her mom and her friends, and yeah, it's a really good movie. It makes me cry a little bit. Then number 3, we got another popular one, but it's good. It's good. What can I say? Midsummer. I love Midsummer. Midsummer tattoo. Midsummer is about these college students who go to a Midsummer festival in Sweden, and things get a little crazy. Basically, there's a cult. There's just a lot of stuff going on. It's very beautifully filmed. Like, it's a horror movie kind of, but it takes place entirely like in the daytime, so different vibes. A lot of people say this movie's unique. I wouldn't say that because The Wicker Man exists and that movie kind of has the same concept, but Midsummer does it better, so I'll give it that. Number 2, one of my favorite movies ever. This is my 4th favorite movie. American Honey. Underrated. It's a coming of age about this girl who goes on a trip with these other teenagers around the country, and they're selling magazines, and it's just like so, just makes you think about life, and it's just like so, oh my god, the cinematography, so good. Yeah, it's really long, and I typically don't like long movies, but this one is worthy of its runtime. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, but like, it does not feel like that it's that long. Like, it's so good. So good. And then, number one. This movie, ever since I watched it, it has just stuck with me. I'm obsessed. I rewatch this one a lot as well. I feel like everyone needs to see this movie. It's Hereditary. I love it. This is Hereditary and Midsummer combined. If you know, you know, with the totem pole. Anyway, this movie is about a family, and the grandma dies, and it's kind of like they're dealing with that. This movie just takes every horror trope and just like says like, fuck you, we can do this better. Like, literally, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it's just, everything's so well done. There's so many like hidden clues throughout the whole thing that leads to the ending. The cinematography is great. It's just like the ultimate horror film. Like, this is my 2nd favorite movie ever. It's just like, it's just iconic. Like, I don't know what to say. Definitely one of the most popular A24 movies. I don't care. It's one of the best. It's my favorite. So I wouldn't say it's the best one, because like all the ones in my top like 10 I feel like are incredible, but like personally it's my favorite. It just stuck with me the most since I first saw it. It like changed the way I viewed horror. So anyway, that is my list. I hope you enjoyed. I love A24. If you want me to make more videos like this, just let me know. I'm gonna try to start posting again. Thank you for watching. Bye.